So we figured since it's getting to the end of August, we've actually had really good weather this year where we are here in Ontario for peppers, at least our part of Ontario. We've had a great pepper year, which is not something that always has happened in the past. But anyways, on that note, we'll get on to our four, I guess, preferred pepper varieties here at Hickorycroft Farm. So these are the four peppers that we would recommend to any homesteader or small farmer or gardener, basically on the merit of their productivity, their ease of growing, and the product you get at the end. All four of these varieties have never disappointed for us, or disappointed us. Definitely want to stress these are varieties which do really well under sort of our management. These are plants that want to grow and produce, and for us that's fantastic quality. Number one, the sweet Italian frying pepper. So here's sort of a close-up view of our jungle of sweet Italian frying peppers. I'll just kind of part these a little bit and get a bit of a view here of all the green peppers that are coming. So this is not for this particular variety, this isn't a fair representation. We got these planted a little bit late inside this year and got them out here a little bit late. So they're a little bit behind some of our other varieties, but nonetheless, they are living up to their expectation. This pepper is a sweet pepper, super prolific. For a pepper, quantify that. They're hardy. Pretty much any year they seem to do quite well. They almost have a growth habit, I'd say almost a little bit more like a hot pepper as far as the plant goes. One of the big things about this variety, we've grown a lot of different pepper varieties in the past, and we've always had trouble with a lot of the more normal bell peppers in really getting much production. And maybe that's I'm sure that's something to do with us as gardeners, but what we're really looking for is peppers that just perform well under a variety of conditions, and these sweet Italian frying peppers definitely do that. Myself, I have never been a big fan of green peppers. I don't know, they have a very unpleasant taste. That's personal preference. These peppers, even green, are sweet and very easy to use in a variety of dishes. So when you get to the end of the season and if they're not all ripe, those green peppers, for us at least, are still really useful. Number two, the Doe Hill pepper, another sweet pepper variety. Definitely have not been disappointed. Again, this is another pepper that lives up to expectations. Very prolific, really good growth habits, and you get a multitude of peppers. Again, similar to the sweet Italian frying peppers, one of the biggest things we like about this pepper is that productivity. More conventional heritage type bell peppers like King of the North, or just the normal orange bell pepper, I think that's what it's called. Anyways, never completely disappointed, but they just weren't prolific. And this variety, the peppers are small, relatively thick-skinned. When they're ripe, these little bell peppers are fantastic, a nice thick-skinned, and they actually have a relatively good shelf life. I think we still have some from our big Doe Hill pepper harvest a few weeks ago that we still got on the counter, and yeah, they're still in fantastic shape. So obviously not going to survive long-term storage, but from a pepper perspective, that's definitely a variety that we would recommend to anybody. Number three, the Aurora Hot Pepper, a dwarf pepper variety. In our list of four, two of the varieties are hot peppers, and this little one is actually a dwarf variety, which is quite nice. They do very well in containers. I don't want to say neglect, but this is another one of those relatively hardy little peppers. We've often grown them as borders in flower gardens just because they're relatively ornamental too. The peppers start out a nice purplish color, which is quite showy, and then they gradually turn to the bright red you see here. Great little hot pepper. We like spice, but we don't like kill you heat or kill your taste buds heat. And this little pepper, I would say they're mild by pepper standards for sure, but probably on the hotter side of mild. They tend to have almost like an afterbite, but they're fantastic for drying. This little pepper, they're relatively thin-skinned, and they keep that flavor and that heat really well. So oftentimes we just layer the harvest out and leave it, and a couple months later they've dried out nicely, and then we can chop them up into pepper flakes for use in chilies and that sort of thing. So very prolific little pepper, not necessarily something that you need massive quantities of. Each individual plant is pretty productive for the use that we use them for, but definitely one we wouldn't go without. And we've been raising these for a very long time. I want to say it goes back to 2009, maybe 2008. So I've kind of kept up with this one for quite a while. We go in little spurts. Some years we go, oh, do we really need them? And every year we still plant them, and every year at the end of the year we're very happy that we did. So good, dependable little pepper that really doesn't take up a lot of space or time. Number 4, the Hungarian black hot pepper. This is a relatively new variety for us. We started growing them in just 2019. Prior to that, we'd always tried to grow jalapeno peppers. We enjoy things like jalapeno poppers and that sort of thing. And to be honest, we were always relatively disappointed. They just never seemed to thrive, and therefore they never produced a lot of jalapenos. Again, perhaps that does come down to us as gardeners, but we decided to try this little heirloom variety after doing some reading about them, and really we have not been disappointed. These are a great little pepper. They're a little bit smaller than a jalapeno. Again, I would say medium hot, possibly on the milder side, but one thing we have noticed is it really does depend on the individual pepper. But even when they go red, they get some more spice, but they're not overpowering, and they make great jalapeno poppers and that sort of stuff. They're also really good for various canning applications, chilies, that sort of thing. Next year we actually plan to try to really double or triple our production of these, because these plants are fantastic. They are like cast iron. They just under even less than ideal conditions, they're productive. At least for us they are. And yeah, this is something we want to try raising for like a pickled pepper. We've never actually tried it with this variety, but they do have a thicker skin, even though they're a little bit smaller, and just the flavor, we think this will work quite well. But this variety definitely makes the cut, and would highly recommend it to anybody who enjoys jalapeno poppers in particular, or sort of similar applications to what you would grow a jalapeno type pepper for. So basically, that's our 4 top picks for varieties of peppers which have done extremely well for us, that we've been extremely impressed with, and basically which just seem to be relatively problem-free and productive, which I think the scale that we grow vegetables and what we're hoping to get in return, those are excellent qualities: hardiness, productivity, relatively ease of maintenance. So hopefully you find this interesting. As we say, this is just 4 pepper varieties that we really enjoy and would recommend to anybody else. But yeah, anyways, on that note, we'll be on to the next thing.